Top of the morning to you. Well, that's one way to start a life. Flatulence. That is what that is.
That's one way to start a life.
Oh, bummer. No one on Instagram saw that. It's okay. For whoever is watching the replays, that one was just for you. And let's see. Are we up and running? We're up and running. All right, guys. Top of the morning. For those of you that are just logging in, you missed a really hilariously timed fart on my part. Totally unintentional, but was was quite hilarious if I do say so myself. Anyway, how is everyone doing? We are in a new transit, which is really fun. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the human design transits, it's similar to how in astrology, you got Neptune over in Aries and the moon in Libra, that kind of stuff, but for human design. And instead of looking at the houses of the zodiac, what we use is the neutrino stream activation based off of the I Ching. And so instead of 12 houses, we get 64 houses essentially. And currently, we are in one of extremes. Those extremes are going to be felt in people's blood and their liver. And it's this awakening of identity or further suppression of identity. Specifically, this is the identity of extremes and like unconditional love. So your capacity for unconditional love is going to be tested for the next 5 days, 4 or 5 days. And if you want to learn more about that, come check out the archive. I made a post about it, like how to deal with it. We also have classes that associate and are kind of like based off of, or I actually will recommend based off of the current transits that we're in. And it's also something that, we're still pioneering this field. Like human design is, to me, a science. It's a science of the awakening of genetics, and it's one of the first places where science and art are starting to come together. Some people are still stuck in like the business mentality of it. However, there's a beautiful blending of scientific, or rather scientific method driven exploration and art. And it's manifesting mostly in the form of the way people are using human design in their lives, because human design is like a tool. And for some people, it's a drill, but they're using it like a hammer, which is kind of most people in my opinion. And it's a drill. You just have to learn how to charge the battery. And so, metaphors aside, the transit that we're currently in right now, I'm going to read you guys a little bit for those of you that are here live or are going to catch the preview. I'm just going to or the post view. I'm just going to let you know a little bit about what I post about in my membership, the archive, where we teach what's called sensory design, which is essentially the bridge between kinesiology and human design, spirituality and fitness. But this is gate 15. This is the gate of extremes. It's embracing diversity, rhythm, and the full spectrum of human behavior. Like I was saying, unconditional love, it's going to be tested. Now, this means that the sun is shining through gate 15. And gate 15, just for everyone's reference, on the Rave Mandala is right about here. Okay, we're halfway through the quarter of civilization, which is all about establishing civilization. And we are in this gate 15, which is in the G center, which is right here. And it's part of the collective logic circuit. So it creates this channel of rhythm. If you have gate 5, which I have gate 5, it creates this channel of rhythm that will sort of, depending on your relationship with your own dormant 5 or hanging 5, it's going to create a pull towards patterns and rituals, or you'll be like super hypersensitive to them, like, or very avoidant of them. It's not necessarily like one is good, one is bad. It's really just being able to notice, like, what does my blood want? What does my liver want? And those are the gates of that's the gate that is associated with the G center, gate 15, and the G center itself is associated with your blood and with your liver. Also, if we look at gate 15 and we look to the gene keys, this is physiologically going to be the liver, which filters your blood, cleans your blood. And so when we're looking at love, Love is the thing that filters out all the toxins and the poisons. And it's our liver that filters the alcohol. It's the liver that, again, just like cleans things. And so when we talk about love, a lot of people talk about love being in the heart, but the heart just goes. Love is in the liver. And so when your love is tested, when your ability to have capacity for others' extremes, it stems from your ability to have capacity for your own extremes. And so, like, again, this 15 is activating my dormant 5. So right now, I have the sacral and G activation based off of the transits. Does that mean I'm going to use my sacral more? Yeah. Does it mean I'm going to make big decisions based off my sacral? No. See, the transits don't change us. It's just like clothes. Like, you could wear a jacket, but that doesn't mean now that you always have that layer on you. You can always shed these layers. And ultimately, what the transits are showing us is that there's constantly going to be layers that we're shedding and layers that we're putting on. And when you start to study the transits, what you learn is that these things are happening so fast that if you have to think about them, if you have to intellectualize them, you're already missing out on the energy that's present. Which is why we created Sensory Design, which is a platform where you can actually train your somatic awareness. So rather than relying on an app or a chart or a transit to tell you what kind of energy is prevalent, you can just use something like your liver. And this is actually something that I like to do because I have an app that will let me know when transits are activated and what they're doing to me. But before I go in and read them, I like to legitimately journal and meditate and contemplate, like, what is this about? And this is kind of tricky where the point that I am. And so knowledge is not always better than not knowledge, because sometimes I'm like, I want to I don't want to know. I want to test and see how well I can synthesize essence or a meaning of a gate, but I already know all the gates. So for me, it's having to unlearn what I know about human design so that I can approach human design again from like a somatic feeling place as opposed to an empirical mental system. I had coffee today, guys. And this is going to be a really short live. I'm actually debating just stepping away right now and um, going to do the other thing that I really want to do, which is sustain and build a playset for my daughter. And if there's no questions in the next 5 minutes, that's exactly what I'm going to go do. But typically, this live is where I will invite people to ask questions and I will riff and raff about human design. Essentially, these are micro sessions for everybody, and you don't need to pay me. The best thing that you can do if you do want to reciprocate is come join the archive, create a subscription with me. It's only 37 bucks a month or 27 a month if you bill annually, and you can learn sensory design at your own pace. So, if you have questions, ask some questions, but I don't think I'm going to answer. Guys, I'm going to pull the plug on this live. Um yeah, I'm going to go build this playground for my daughter. Not only is the connection super weak, no one's interacting. So I'm just going to take that as a sign. You guys have been beautiful just for the sake that you're alive. And I will see you next time. Jacob, you're the best, man. Love you, bro.